Hey folks, it's me again. Today we're going to be talking about the Churchill Tower. We've put years of thinking and work into the design of this tower. Even the core idea of the visuals and what we call the safe zone, which is what this thing here is, was conceived of like 5 or 6 years ago. So a lot of groundwork's gone into it. So everything here has a gameplay purpose. Everything here you can explore. Okay, so I'm going to give you a quick overview of the different sections of the tower. First of all, there's under the tower. I won't get into what you can explore underneath there, but you can get deep, deep, deep down underground, under the river, under the tower. There are the basement areas, which are also pretty darn deep. There's the River Thames itself that you can get into. You can see here a bridge going to the center of it. So there's a huge bridge that's about 10 lanes wide. It has all vehicles in London that can go sort of across through the tower. So the tower is both a bridge and it's like a tunnel. There's the huge air vent system for the building. There's the transparent titanium safe zone. The whole big bottom chunk of most of the building is commercial real estate. So offices of lots of different types and a huge variety of you'll see a lot of different variation on intricate level design stuff packed in here. In the center is the Churchill Tower power facility. See that logo right there, the CTPF. It's in the center. That's where the hostages are. That's where most of the terrorists theoretically are. And that's sort of your focus and your main goal to get there and to rescue the hostages. Higher up, there's more commercial real estate. The very top of the building is soon to be a very high-class hotel that includes a really cool outdoor transplanted park, a transplanted forest actually at the very top that I'm going to show you a bit more in a second. What else? So there's the helipad at the top where the policemen are there sort of blocking the doors and entrances. There are other areas. There's areas off the grid. There's a lot of stuff in this tower that's off the blueprints that the Consortium doesn't expect to find, that you will find in exploring the tower. So there's a lot of benefit to exploring the tower, and you'll get a lot of reward for finding clever ways to get yourself into places and to find the nooks and crannies and find that elevator shaft that gives you access to that floor that you didn't think you could get access to, or things of that nature. Yeah, that's our broad overview. There's a lot I'm not telling you. I just don't want to spoil it. But that's sort of a quick overview section of the makeup of the tower and the places you'll get to go. Huge gallons, huge volumes of water are being pulled in and being processed by the tower through what's called the River Thames water processing facility. And what it does is it cleanses and filters the water completely and utterly and dumps it back out. So as a result of this system, the entire River Thames has become pre-industrialized in terms of its natural state. So there are actually beaches in downtown London with kids playing in the water and swimming in the water and being extremely healthy. Sort of a throwback to old age and part of the philosophy of the future and the environment that you're going to find yourself in when you play the Tower Prophecy. Okay, so I've got the tower open here in the Unreal Editor. I just want to chat with you briefly about what we built here in pre-production and some of the depth and meaning behind these visuals. So everything here has a purpose, everything here has a basis in science. A Consortium game is a hard science fiction game. So here's some examples. So all these glowy things you see here, and here, over there, at the end of tips here, you see them off in the distance there. These are actually construction nanites. So there's tiny little robots that are essentially programmed to build matter at the atomic level. And what they use is, you see containers here. These are containers of kind of raw titanium. So essentially there's machines that take this raw material, and you have the construction workers that essentially kind of spray paint the nanites and then sit back and sort of carefully monitor and control them. There's a whole bunch of complex software designed to control them and whatnot, to essentially construct the building. Right, so here we are in one of the more completed sections of the building. When this is totally done, this will be a part of the hotel, a public area. See these little panels here? These are essentially for sort of tourists. They can sort of look up information on London, and you'll get like a big sort of AR overview of the surrounding city and such. Anyhow, so right now though, this was being used by the construction workers who were controlling the nanites. So they kind of left in a hurry. You can see here all sort of their stuff all cluttered around. You can see here a work schedule board. So they up and left mysteriously. There's a bunch of reasons for that. The biggest one being, though, that they started losing control of the nanites. You can see here a big section of the hallway suddenly is opened up, and that wasn't on purpose. What happened here is the nanites decided to deconstruct this whole area. and they simply couldn't get them to patch it up again. So they put up these makeshift fences. My point here is that this happened all over the building. The Nanites are kind of lost control of them, and the Nanites seem to have like a will of their own. And this will actually factor into the game in a big way. From a level design perspective, you can imagine holes opening up in ceilings and floors, people falling down, you falling down, almost like traps opening up, almost like the building is alive and it's full of traps, and it's there to it's almost out to get you. The Nanites will feel almost alive, and it should provide some really interesting level design and exploration possibilities. So just before you can see here these trees. This is the very top of ancient old growth forest. It was actually transplanted here. So we have lots of plans for going down. One approach of the many approaches you can take upon getting to the tower is you can sort of jump down into the forest and see if you get into the tower that way. There's many opportunities. Perhaps this door, which opens up into an elevator shaft, perhaps that's it's closed to begin with, but there may be a way to open it up. There's another elevator shaft on the other side. There's actually 4 elevator shafts. So one here, and there's actually, this is all totally nowhere near as far along construction-wise as the other side, but there's also elevator shaft on both sides. So each 4 of these big towers has its own elevator shaft that's a way into the building. The towers themselves can be entered. You could sort of get into this more completed version through that elevator, sort of make your way up and explore there. You can get up into the sort of underneath the solar panel structures and sort of get in there. You can sort of make your way up into the under construction sections of these towers and get in there. So there's at least 5 or 6 different entryways into the tower. Entirely up to you what approach you take and sort of begin your journey exploring the Churchill Tower.